There are so many visas and options available for an individual to immigrate to the United States. It may be a lot to digest, but thankfully Visa Place is here to help break down these visas and options for you to better understand. Today I will be sharing some information on applying and obtaining a K-1 visa. The K-1 visa, also known as a U.S. Fiance visa, allows a U.S. citizen to sponsor his or her fiance to come to the U.S. to get married. If you're interested in learning more about the K-1 visa for you and your fiance, I will explain everything you need to know during this video. Today, U.S. laws allow several ways for an American to sponsor his or her foreign loved ones to immigrate to the United States. Immigrant visas are available for an American to marry his or her fiancé in a foreign country and then petition for the spouse to immigrate to the United States. Spouses of U.S. citizens receive immediate preference to immigrate to the United States. However, in some cases, a foreign citizen and a U.S. citizen cannot legally get married in a foreign country even though it would have no legal hindrance in the United States. For example, some countries require parents' permission to marry, even for adults. Sometimes they forbid marrying someone of the same sex or marrying someone outside of their religious or ethnic group. Additionally, some couples even prefer getting married in the United States. It is in these circumstances that obtaining a K-1 visa is very useful. The first step to obtaining a K-1 visa is to file an I-129 form. This form will ask the USCIS to recognize the relationship. Sometimes the USCIS will ask for additional information, but once they establish your eligibility, the form will be sent to the Department of State National Visa Center. From here, the fiancé will apply for a K-1 visa at a visa office where they live, which is also where they will be interviewed. Once this is approved and the visa is issued, the foreign fiancé can come to the United States as a non-immigrant. There are some requirements that must be met for a fiancé to be issued a K-1 visa. First, the couple must intend to marry within the first 90 days that the fiancé arrives in the U.S. If this does not happen, the K-1 visa holder will be forced to leave. The marriage must be valid, meaning it must be clear that the marriage is not solely intended for immigration benefits. The couple must also be legally free to marry, meaning not bound in any way to past marriages. Additionally, it is required that the engaged couple has met at least once in the 2 years prior to the marriage and the visa being issued. This may be waived by the Department of Homeland Security, but only for cases with strong cultural and religious traditions that prevent such a meeting. From the day that you file the petition until the file is transferred to the U.S. consulate can take at least 8 months. For the approval of the I-129 alone can take anywhere from 5 to 13 months. Unlike some other visas, you cannot pay extra for faster processing time. The U.S. Embassy or consulate is likely to take 2 to 3 months to completely process the visa depending on how many visa applicants they are dealing with. For purposes of obtaining a K-1 visa, total fees are approximately $850 to $1,010, which include the petition, visa application, and medical exam. Additionally to these application fees, many couples will hire an immigration lawyer to help with the process due to its higher refusal rate. Lawyer fees will range, so booking a consultation to get an estimated fee would be your first step in understanding how much the total process would cost you. However, the payments are over a course of approximately 1 year, so most couples are able to afford it. If you receive a K-1 fiancé visa to the United States, your unmarried children under the age of 21 years old, whether they are or are not biological to your U.S. citizen fiancé, might be eligible to immigrate with you. They will receive K-2 visas, which is a non-immigrant visa that the children of a K-1 fiancé visa holder can use to enter the U.S. until an immigration visa is granted for them. As a K-1 visa holder, you can work in the U.S. if after entering you have applied and received a work permit. This is known by the USCIS as an employment authorization document. The difficulty of applying for a work permit is that the USCIS usually takes 3 to 5 months to issue them. There can be a lot of confusion around a K-1 visa due to the media and strict requirements. So I'm going to be going over a few questions that individuals like you have asked us here at Visa Place. Question number 1. Why would a K-1 visa be denied? K-1 visas are generally denied when a petitioner fails to meet the requirements of a Fiance visa. This is due to incorrectly filling out forms and never correcting them, or lack of evidence of the relationship. Question 2. How many times can I apply for a K-1 visa? You can apply for a K-1 visa once in a 2-year period and 2 times total. So if it has been more than 2 years, you would be okay. If it's been less than 2 years, you would need a waiver. Question number 3. How much money do I need to have to sponsor my fiancé in America? If it is just the two of you, you would need $17,240 to prove that you make enough money. If you or your spouse has a dependent child, you would need $24,720. This amount would increase depending on how many people are in the household. And last question is, do I need to be engaged to apply for a K-1 visa? You do not need to show that you are engaged to apply for a K-1 visa. However, you must intend to be married within the 90 days that your partner has arrived in the U.S. I hope this brief outline on immigrating to the U.S. through a K-1 visa has helped and inspired you and your fiancé to take a huge step. If you have any more questions or concerns regarding a K-1 visa, feel free to reach out to Visa Place. Don't forget to subscribe and book a consultation with Visa Place today.